I've grown up around people who are older than me for all of my life, and I think because of this, I've developed this respect for older things and people, which is why I hate it when I fall into one of the stereotypes for kids these days. A prime example of this is writing letters. It's not so much about formatting the letter itself. They shove that down our throats every year at school since the second grade. It's the envelope. I wrote the return address and recipient's address, then went to the drawer where the stamps are and got one out. But apparently it was a sticker with the return address on it. I use email, okay? Call me what you like. Fortunately, I fixed the problem and sent it before the mailman left. Also, I'd found an envelope moistener in our garage, and it didn't work at all. So yeah, I had some trouble with sending mail, but I generally understand and respect the past. And yes, this is coming from the 16 quintillionth 13-year-old YouTube animator. Anyway though, I really hate it when people old enough to be my grandfather are talking about something that happened to them when they were little, or even when someone's explaining stuff that occurred like centuries ago, and they feel the need to specify that back then we didn't have cell phones. Do you think if you're telling me about the Israelites lost in the wilderness that I'm gonna be like, why don't Moses just use Waze? I may not be smart, but I'm not a complete idiot. Although I think it would be funny to imagine biblical stories just with smartphones. We've heard jokes about how when us young people are old, we'll be telling our grandkids about DVDs, iPhones with home buttons, cars that you have to drive, etc. But did our grandparents make those kind of jokes when they were young? I guess they only would have if they felt like they were living in the future like we feel like we are today. Maybe I don't understand as much as I think. So yeah, I've had some trouble with sending Oh wow. So yeah, I've had some trouble with sending mail, but generally I understand how to respect the past. And yes, this is coming from the 16 quintillionth... I really need to think through this sentence.